So, actually, I wanted to, also being related to my dad, I always start something with a story. So, several years ago, I was at a youth leadership camp, and they asked us to give a speech to motivate, our mock group of staff members. And I started that speech. I actually called my dad. I was like, what in the world do I say? How do I start? And he gave me this line, which I should have known he was going to give it to me because every speech he's ever given, I think, included that line. And so I started by saying, and in support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. And then I turned that into a youth talk. And at the end, I had a chance to ask questions, and this young person stood up and raised his hand, and he said, I just wanted to commend you for coming up with something just so wonderful, and how did you come up with those words? And that's amazing. And I just said, I didn't. Thomas Jefferson did. And he just stood there, he had never heard that before. It's the last line of the Declaration, if you haven't heard it before. And I was just so impressed that our youth, especially, don't know our heritage. Pretty much everyone who's gotten up here today has talked about the intent of our Founding Fathers, not just what they wrote, but what they meant. And I think as Americans, not just the youth, but I think as Americans, we don't know what they meant. So, on June 8th, if you don't know what they meant, or you don't know even what the Constitution says, or you do, but you want to be totally inspired, educated, and equipped to defend the Declaration, the Constitution, and how these documents work together, I encourage you to come on June 8th. It's going to be at the Curtis Brown Conference Center. Our ministry, Firm Alliance, is the sponsor. It's going to be my father, Senator Loudermilk, and some others speaking. It's a very educational, very inspiring time. I encourage you to come. It's going to be $35 for tickets, which includes lunch and a workbook. So if you go to our website, firm-reliance.com, you can sign up. There's flyers on the front table, and I just hope to see all of y'all there.